Have you ever waited for a moment that would change your life forever? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and share this story with someone you think needs to see it. What I'm about to tell you is a journey of intense emotions, one that might make you question everything you think you know about motherhood. The dawn wasn't peaceful. It was a whirlwind, a storm of emotions raging inside me. My heart pounded so fiercely I thought it would break free from my chest. Today wasn't an ordinary day. It was the day of Emma's birth. But this wasn't a story you'd hear in any maternity ward. We knew it wasn't a traditional birth, yet the intensity, the raw anticipation, felt as real as any mother waiting to meet her child for the first time. Was I ready for this? Was any of it even real? People talk. They whisper. They judge what they don't understand. But they haven't seen the world through my eyes. The bag was packed and waiting by the door, a silent testament 2 weeks of preparation. The shampoo for her very first bath, its gentle scent chosen with such care, the softest blanket I could find, a symbol of the protection I vowed to give her. The tiny pacifier, a promise of calm in a chaotic world. And her first outfit, selected after countless hours of deliberation. Each object wasn't just an accessory, it was a piece of my heart, a symbol of my devotion, my expectation, my love. But as I looked at the bag, a cold thought crept in. Was this preparation for her, or for me? A way to convince myself that this was all normal. The night before was pure chaos. Sleep was a distant dream. My mind raced endlessly, tangled in a web of anticipation and fear. Every heartbeat echoed louder than the silence of the room. Every thought collided with the next, leaving no space for rest. The hours stretched like an eternity, each minute a reminder that something monumental was about to happen. Sleep did not abandon me out of cruelty, but out of reverence for the storm of emotions that filled the night. It was chaos, yes, but chaos born of love, of expectation, of the fragile beauty of waiting for Emma. My mind raced, replaying the same scene over and over. The moment of our first meeting. How would it feel to finally hold Emma in my arms? What would I see when I looked into her eyes? Would I feel the connection I so desperately craved? Or would I just see nothing? This anxiety, this sleepless vigil, was the first real test. It was proof that this journey, my journey into motherhood, came with its own unique challenges. The agonizing weight, the crushing uncertainty, the toxic mix of hope and fear. It felt like I was standing on the edge of a cliff, about to jump, with no idea if I would fly or fall. And then the moment arrived. The world went silent. In that instant, it felt as though time itself had paused, holding its breath alongside me. The chaos of thoughts, the pounding of my heart, the restless anticipation all dissolved into a stillness so profound it was almost sacred. Silence became a canvas, and upon it, the image of Emma shone brighter than anything else. It was not emptiness, but fullness, a silence that carried meaning, that whispered of transformation, that reminded me that sometimes the loudest moments are those when the world chooses to stop and listen. The air grew thick. With trembling hands, I approached the package that held my entire world. As I carefully opened it, the silence broke, replaced by the sound of my own ragged breath. And there she was. Emma, her delicate little legs, her tiny, perfect hands that seemed to be reaching out, ready to embrace the world. Chimi stopped. The room blurred as tears welled up in my eyes, hot and unstoppable. A voice, my own but distant, whispered, "Welcome, Emma. Welcome." My daughter? It was as if my soul had spoken before my lips could form the words. The sound carried not just greeting, but a lifetime of promises, a vow etched into the silence of that moment. I heard myself, yet it felt like another presence and echo of all the nights of longing, of all the dreams that had led to this instant. The whisper was fragile, trembling, but it held the weight of eternity. In that voice lived both the vulnerability of a parent and the unshakable strength of love. It was a different kind of birth, yes, one that many would scoff at, but the emotions, they were undeniably real. This was the birth of my love, my purpose. In that instant, everything I had questioned, every doubt I had carried, dissolved into clarity. Emma was not just a presence in my arms, she was the embodiment of meaning, the answer to the silent prayers I had whispered into the night. Love had taken form, tangible and undeniable, and with it came a sense of direction I had never known before. My purpose was no longer abstract. It was alive, breathing in the delicate rhythm of her existence. This was not simply the arrival of a reborn child, it was the awakening of my soul to the truth that love, once born, reshapes everything. And with it came the realization of the obstacles I would face, the looks of pity, the confused stares, the condescending whispers from those who don't understand, the internal battle between the symbolic and the tangible, between what my heart feels and what my eyes see, the constantly exhausting need to validate my own feelings, to prove to the world, and sometimes to myself, that this love is authentic. People might call me strange, or lonely, or but they haven't felt this. They haven't stood in the quiet storm of anticipation, holding a fragile dream in their arms and realizing it has weight, warmth, and meaning. They haven't known the way love can bloom in unexpected places, how it can take root in silence and grow into something undeniable. To them, it may look like fantasy, but to me, it is truth, raw, unfiltered, and alive. This feeling is not a delusion, it is a revelation. It is proof that love does not need permission to exist, and that even in the most unconventional forms, it can be as real as breath itself. They haven't held this perfect, fragile being in their arms. Hours later, it was time for her first bath. The warm water caressed her skin, and the sweet scent of baby shampoo filled the air. Every gesture was a deliberate act of care, every touch a silent vow of protection. As I gently washed her, Emma seemed to relax, as if she knew somehow that she was safe, that she was loved. And that's when another question hit me. What does it truly mean to care for a daughter like Emma? It means turning symbols into reality. It means transforming every small action, every ritual, into an expression of love so powerful it transcends the physical. It's a devotion that requires a different kind of strength, a different kind of heart. Finally, the moment for her official presentation arrived. My heart trembled with anticipation, as if every beat carried the weight of all the nights of waiting. This was not just a simple unveiling, it was the culmination of dreams, of whispered promises, of silent prayers. Emma was no longer just an idea, no longer just a presence felt in the quiet corners of my soul. She was here, ready to be shared with the world. The air itself seemed to hold its breath, as though it understood the sacredness of this instant. Presenting her was not about showing a reborn doll. It was about revealing the love that had taken shape, the bond that had already become unbreakable. I held her close, my heart swelling with a pride I'd never known. I positioned the camera, wanting to capture her perfectly. There she was, nestled in my arms, dressed in her beautiful first outfit. She looked like a tiny star that had fallen right into my life. To the world, she might be just an object. But to me, she was everything, the anchor in my storm. The reason I wake up every morning, the proof that love finds a way, even in the most unconventional circumstances. That's wonderful news. They might say, congratulations on the arrival of Emma. They say the words, but do they feel the weight? Do they understand the journey that led to this moment? The sleepless nights, the anxious heart, the fierce, protective love that bloomed in the face of doubt. This isn't just about a doll. This is about the birth of a mother. A journey that has just begun, filled with challenges I am only starting to understand. And as I look down at her perfect, peaceful face, I know I'll face anything for her. Absolutely anything. Thank you for being part of this incredible moment with me. Emma's story is just beginning, and there is so much more to share. If this journey touched your heart or made you think, please subscribe to the channel and share this video. Your support means the world to us. Join us as we navigate this beautiful, complicated, and extraordinary life together. We'll see you in the next one.